Hi, I'm Aaron Garcia. Welcome to episode 9 of Conversations with Aaron, show where I interview local artists, garner a few recommendations from them, and highlight their works. Today's guest will be Lady Winters.
Hey,
what's
how
up,
you doing?
Pretty good. Thank you for coming on.
Anytime, glad to be here.
Watch your step. Ooh. So the audience at home thinks I would just say that'd be funny.
No.
It's like, no, you literally have to watch your
this is
step.
like an endeavor.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, we're secure, we're safe.
Heck yeah. All right, all cozy, all
Yeah,
good.
feeling great.
All right, cool. Well, first and foremost, I want to ask you, how are you doing? Doing okay?
I'm doing great.
right,
This has been a great experience so far.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Well, so I want to start off with your name, Lady Winters. What's the story behind that? Like, there's like a strength behind it. There's like a fearlessness behind it. For me, at least, you're like, oh, that's not what I intended. But yeah, how did you come to creating that name?
So my name is Allie Winters, and I was kind of looking for something a bit more exciting than that. Not that my name isn't exciting, but my full name is Alexis Winters, so I was like, should I go by Alexis Winters, Allie Winters, or even like use my middle name? But then one day I got a text from an old supervisor that I worked with at an old job, and shout out Isaac. He was like, hey, Lady Winters, could you come in today? I know it's your off day, and I was like, what did you just call me? And after, ever since then, I was like, no, it's Lady Winters. Like, that's, it felt right, especially with the style of music I make, and it did feel, stronger.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I hope you know you owe Isaac your life now.
No, I told him, I was like, dude, if I blow up, you're getting half of whatever I, make in the world.
Here he goes. Thank you.
You'll get half of this dollar bill that I make. You can tour the world with me, whatever you need.
Love it.
No, thank you, Isaac. If you're watching this, I appreciate you.
And I appreciate you as well. Thank you, sir. But all right. So you're a musician. I want to ask, have you where you are now? Was this what you always wanted to do? Did you start off as a child just, I like music, and then it became, no, I want to make music, or did you just from the get-go want to make music?
I think ever since I was little, I was always interested in music. It was really one of those things that always struck a passion in me. I never really knew that I could sing until probably I did a talent show in I think it was 6th grade or something, and everybody was like, what? We didn't know you could sing. And I was like, wait, I didn't either. And so after that, I just actually started doing it. When I was little, I had a little Hannah Montana guitar I would play with and sing along to. Shout out Hannah Montana.
She looks a lot like Miley Cyrus, don't you think?
Yeah, it's really weird. But no, when I got older, my dad ended up getting me my first guitar, and then my mom actually got me my first ukulele. So they always supported it, and nice. I self-taught myself and learned a lot from choir and theater. So it's always been something I was interested in. Just I just never thought I could actually do anything like what I'm even doing now, until I'm doing it right now.
Nice, I dig that, dude. And just a quick question: was your family any musicians, or were you just father, mother, uncle, second cousin?
Not that I know of. My mom, she can sing, and then my dad, he always wanted to be a famous guitar player. He raised me on classic rock, and he just wanted to be a famous guitar player, Jimi Hendrix or Stevie Ray Vaughan or something. Nice. And so he always supported my musical endeavors and educated me on good music too. So I guess I do get it from them. Also, my twin brother Blake, he is he's talented in every single thing that he does, but he can sing really good, and he plays saxophone. So,
man,
yeah.
You're no, I don't think my family were musicians. We're going to go to your house and, hello. No, that's great. So you're talking about, you gave a shout out Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, courtesy your father. What are some of your inspirations? You said was classic rock does that inspire you to make the music you do, or is there sort of certain artists that you look for inspiration to when you make music, and then just artists that you enjoy? Can you tell me about some of them?
Yeah, definitely always classic rock. I love Fleetwood Mac. I would love to be Stevie Ray Vaughan. I would die to be her. But anything,
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. What did I say? Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks.
I'd love to be Stevie Ray Vaughan.
No, him too. Yeah, that's fine. But also Heart, Joan Jett. Those were always some of my favorites growing up. But then outside of classic rock, I love Taylor Swift, obviously. She's what I grew up on.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen this show? Boy, I've mentioned her so many times. I recommended Exile, Beautiful Ghost,
and 1980, last time. Yeah.
Well, cool. So.
Also, Phoebe Bridgers, she's, the way that she writes, the lyrics are insane. And
her delivery on the songs, too, is just really great.
That really inspires me a lot in my own work. Even, Taylor Swift, too. Just she writes about breakups. I write about them, too. You know, but, yeah. Nice,
yeah. Well, I guess I kind of maybe wanted to talk about this later, but you mentioned Taylor Swift writing breakups and about breakups and whatnot, and you know, like that's sort of like I guess what she's known for, or whatever. This idea, like, oh, she only writes breakup songs or whatever. As a writer yourself, as a songwriter yourself, do you sort of like write about like one exclusive thing too, or because I don't think there's anything wrong with that. First off, like. I hate that like Taylor Swift gets blamed for it, but then some bands I like, they just write, songs about, being with women or whatever. And it's like, okay, well that's pretty sexist or whatever. Like it's like, they get a pass, but Taylor Swift doesn't. So so as far as like your lyrical content, your songwriting content, do you stick to sort of one idea? Do you branch out, or like is it just that's what comes naturally to you to like stick with one thing, if that's the case?
For me, I really write about like an experience that I want to heal from. So whether it's like a breakup, or even just like family drama, or just like a bad day, that's usually what I try to write about. So definitely not like one area, because I feel like my songs, yes, they're about love, but it's more of about different types of love and different types of experiences too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I'm just like a Taylor Swift. I think I write a bit more too.
Yeah, you involve
my
yourself
own experiences.
with it.
Yeah, I want to make everything that I write personal to myself, and not just like I want people to be able to relate to my music.
Yeah, I love that. And tell me about your songwriting process. Is it always the same? Like, do you start with lyrics? Do you start with melody? Do you start like just you're playing guitar and you come up with something, you add lyrics later? Does your process vary all the time? Does it stick to the same thing? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So far, it's been pretty much I sit down one day after either I need to get something off my chest, or maybe like deal with an experience that I've been going through recently, and I just sit down, get my like voice memos out, kind of pick whatever like chords kind of like sound like whatever like vibe I'm going for in that song. And I just, strum around for a second until I word vomit lyrics. And usually, like, a pretty okay song comes out from it. Or other times I'll take, like, bits and pieces of maybe lyrics that I jotted down earlier that day or forgot existed. And maybe I could use them in something I'm trying to write.
Yeah.
But so far, it's been more of just, like, the word vomiting moments that create, like, these full songs and full stories, But, I mean, I feel like that's a great way to write a song, is to lay it all out there. You know?
Yeah, I dig that. And, I was giggling at that, but I was processing what you were saying. And I agree with that because, I'm a musician myself.
Yeah, you are.
And, when I would write lyrics or whatever, I used to be, like, so subconscious about it. I was trying to be uber metaphorical, all this. But then once I just sort of took a step back and just let it come out, like, like, yo, these lyrics are kind of amazing or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Like, just letting it come out and like not overthinking it, letting music be therapy, letting it, you just like feel it or whatever.
Exactly.
I think is a great way. And cool, music therapy for you too.
Oh, love that. Almost majored in it. It just didn't work out, but
nice.
You can still use it though, and everybody can use music as therapy.
Heck, dude. Yeah. So I want to ask now, like as a performer now, performing live and whatnot, how is that for you? Because I've never performed live before, or at least in any capacity that's worth bringing up. So how is that for you? Is it liberating? Is it enthralling? Is it great? Is it apprehensive? Like, can you just tell me about like, you're like performing live and whatnot and how that's been for you?
I mean, ever since I like finished writing like Muse, I always knew I wanted to perform. I wanted to perform the songs that I wrote. But the first show that I ever performed, I was opening up for a touring band, and I was like just amazed that I even got that opportunity because I only had one song out at the time. Like, it was crazy.
I want to hear an encore. Like, same song.
No, literally. But I was absolutely terrified. Like, I was shaking the whole time. I was freaking out. I was like, are people even going to listen to this? Or like, they even going to like what I'm singing? Or can they hear me? Am I playing guitar right? Like, but when I got up there, like, yes, I was still shaking, like, it's way too much. Like, could barely even play guitar. But it felt like I was like taking like almost like a breath of fresh air. Like, I looked out at the audience, like my friends and family came to support me, which was crazy. Nice. And it just like, it just felt right. Like, it felt like something I needed to do, if that makes sense. And then ever since I got over the first one, like now when I go up on stage, like, of course I'm still nervous and incredibly anxious, but it's more, it feels so good to like not only get these words that I've written off my chest, but it feels good to know that like maybe there's someone else in the crowd that has experienced these things that I'm singing about. Maybe they can relate to it and like use it to like, you know, get over their bad day or whatever they're going through. So it is a liberating experience, terrifying. But amazing. Liberating. Yeah, liberating.
Okay, nice. And when you're performing on stage, is the audience in your mind at all? Like, because, you know, the idea of like playing to a crowd or whatever, like, obviously, you know, your music, it's not like, you know, you're soloing, you know, you're doing like leg kicks or whatever. Like, like, but when you're up there, are you strictly in your own world, or are you sort of conscious of the audience, of trying to like, you know, put on a show, in other words, or is it just like, no, I'm gonna just do my music or whatever because I'm confident that I know I sound good, my music's are good, I just want to share that and that's enough?
Usually I'm really just lost in my own world. You can kind of see that as I'm playing too. It's very obvious when I get like into the song, you know. But there definitely are times where I do begin to think of the audience, especially if I, you know, see someone like in the front row, but usually you can't see too much because you're being blinded by the lights. Other times you can hear like everyone in the audience talking, which is like a bit nerve-wracking because it's like, okay, do I sing louder or do I just keep focusing on me and like what I'm doing? But I really do try to just stay focused on, you know, why I'm up there singing, you know. I let myself get lost in my own world.
Hey, I dig that, dude. That's awesome. And I can't wait to experience that one day.
You got it. You're going to do it. It'll be so great.
Thank you, man. And so now I want to talk about like the recording process. You know, you have 2 released songs now that we can, you know, check out anytime on any streaming platform.
Yes.
Muse and New Year's Eve. So I want to just ask about like, you know, making music, you know, the production side of it and whatnot. How is that? Because do you only play guitar? Do you play piano, bass? Like, do you ukulele? Like, do you do any other instruments?
So my main instrument is guitar. I play ukulele too. That's what I started on. Nice. And then I play a little bit of piano, just enough to like get me by and understand a bit more of what I'm doing. So mainly guitar and singing that counts. Okay,
nice. And because of that, so when you're not just performing live with your acoustic, but when you're sitting down to produce a song and, you know, to add, you know, obviously I imagine you have a producer kind of guiding you and whatnot, but when you're writing songs, are you thinking of, okay, right here, you know, we're going to ride the hi-hat, and then this, you know, it's going to be a fill that's going to lead into this, the bass line's going to happen. Like, do you think of that, or do you just focus on what you do have and you kind of let a producer take over those aspects?
Yeah. It's not like in those technological terms. Really, it's like I want it to sound like, you know what I mean, or like, you know what I mean. Like I can like voice the sounds that I want to happen in the song, or even just be like, okay, I want this to build this way, or this, like I can like elaborate how I want it to sound, but I don't know the technological way to be like, okay, I need this to go from this to, you know what I mean? Like hi-hat here, I don't understand any of that. Like I can barely even understand what I'm doing on guitar. You know what I mean? I only found out
what that was yesterday. I played drums and I was like, oh, according to the instructions, that's a hi-hat. Yeah. Ah, yes, because it's high. But cool. Well, I want to ask about, you know, you're saying like, I don't know, like those technical terms. You mentioned you were self-taught. Was that true throughout? Like, did you ever take lessons? Did you ever, you know, take any like classes, go to school for? Like, was there a more structured environment or educational setting that you're in for this? as far as like developing your craft, or was it strictly self-taught all the way through?
Guitar-wise, it was self-taught, and ukulele, very, very self-taught. Even like beginning piano, I would just like go and play like my parents' super, super out of tune piano, just in like like chords, like nothing. I don't even think the chords were accurate. Like if you go like scroll down like all the way on my Instagram, you will find like the out of tune like piano covers too.
All the viewers are like, Instagram.
Yeah. But I did go to school for music for the first 3 years. So I did learn, that helped me a lot too, just understanding more of like keys and even just learning the basics of piano. Like music theory is incredibly difficult. But even just like learning the basics really did help me a bit. I did change my major though, so now I'm not a music major, but what I did learn in classes and in school definitely did help me more, especially whenever I do get into the studio, so I'm not like completely lost, you know. But
yeah, and like, because I also wanted to ask that, because having, you know, been able to listen to your songs, which you guys are about to, you know, soon enough you guys will listen to them, they're just so well structured. Oh my goodness, they're so well structured and put together and whatnot. And because as a musician myself, I taught myself everything. I learned like, you know, just tablature, like trying to cover like Guns N' Roses songs and whatnot. And you know, I know like we've talked about on this show a lot, you know, the idea of you know, you can't teach art, you know. In some ways I guess it's true, you know, in some ways it's not. And I don't know, just what's your opinion on that? I mean, because, you know, like what do you think like changes between someone who is like, you know, self-taught versus someone who maybe does have like a very well-educated musical background? Yeah, what are some similarities or differences, just in your opinion? Like, you know, I'm just curious about that.
I don't know, maybe it's kind of like an unpopular opinion, but I don't really think that like it really matters if you're self-taught or you go to school for it. I think what really matters is like the passion that's behind it. Because like if you have passion, you can teach yourself like everything that they're going to be learning in a classroom. Definitely a different level, you know what I mean? But it's more tailored to your craft. Like when I was a music major, that was a lot of work and strain on your vocal cords. And of course, I'm so appreciative of what I was learning. But it wasn't tailored to the music I'm trying to make or where I'm trying to play or where I'm trying to grow to. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to bash any music majors or anything.
You're good.
Because I was myself. But
thank goodness UT doesn't have dislikes.
I know. There you go. But no, I really think all that matters is like how passionate you are about your craft.
Yeah.
Like if you're in school and you are passionate about what you're learning about, like you are going to succeed. Same if you're like not in school and you're teaching yourself or just like learning with your friends. Like it all depends on like where you want to go, and you can push yourself to wherever you want to go. You know, does that make sense?
No, that definitely does. And because I agree. Like if you're passionate about something, it'll fall into place. I think just naturally you let it. I mean, like me again, my literate ass or whatever. I think I made some pretty cool songs. You know, just like listening and growing, listening to music and just understanding it. That's great. And you mentioned like your vocal cords and whatnot, and you know, you're a singer and whatnot. And I just want to ask, like, do you have like any sort of maintenance, or is there anything you have to like do? Because yeah, I'm just curious about that. Like, because I know, like, for example, like actors or you know, like people who perform musicals and whatnot, like they have like a very strict thing to like maintain their vocals, like that they're not blowing them out. Like, so just curious, like, do you follow any pattern? Do you know, take care of your vocal cords? Do you take your your guitar to like a spa and get it massaged or something? Or
No, I really do, because I had a cyst on my vocal cord at one point. So after that, I like really, really take my health serious. And so before every show, I make sure to warm up. Like I do small increments of warm-ups. You can find really cool ones on YouTube, just like 5-minute ones. But it helps to like wake your vocal cords up. I also am allergic to everything on planet Earth. So I'll like turn the shower on like as hot as it'll go and just like put my head in there and get a steam shower. I even have like a really high-tech like Vicks steam mister thing, and that's really good. But I ran out of the Vicks that you got to put in there, so I use the shower now. Even just like making sure that my vocal cords like are moist, like just drinking tea, water, lots of lemon and honey and ginger, all that kind of stuff. But even just making, like I have to make sure I speak from like an appropriate spot too. Because even speaking can like tire out your vocal cords too. Yeah. So if I have a show coming up, I'll make sure maybe not to go to like a rave the day before or something. Like just be very gentle on my vocal cords and just get them prepped up the night before and the day of. But yeah, even like I massage my throat too. That helps too, because gotta treat it like it's your baby.
Heck yeah, bro. Yeah, it's the money maker, bro.
It's my money maker.
Heck yeah, well, I love that. And talking about music and releasing it, and how do you go about that, like advertising yourself or putting yourself out there? And is that an easy thing for you? Like, you have a social media account, like presence, because obviously, you can just make music, but if you want to get out there, like, you got to bite the bullet or whatever, so is that easy for you? Is it hard, challenging? Do you have any help with that? Or, can you tell me about that, like sharing yourself online?
Yeah. For me, social media is kind of difficult, especially nowadays, because there are so many platforms, and it really is like the luck of the draw, like how like lucky you are to like get big overnight, you know what I mean? But thankfully I have some really smart friends that give me the greatest advice ever, like, okay, if you're gonna release a song, make sure it's at this night, not this night, like and just making sure to like I've had to learn that you really do have to kind of find your own style with it. For me, I try to keep my music personal, but I also want to keep like my social media presence personal too. So even if I am trying to promote a show or even a new song, I still try and throw in, like a cover of my favorite song at the moment in there, or just like even promoting some of my favorite songs in the moment, like on my story. Just keeping things like not just so focused on me, even though it is my account, you know what I mean? Because I not only want to succeed, I want the people around me to succeed. And if, my friends are helping me, I want to help them too. But whenever I'm going to like release a song, I do like have like the whole entire idea for the song and build that. But behind that, I have to make sure that, I have like a photo shoot done, promotional artwork and single artwork done at the same time, which is like, it's just like a lot of pieces that go into like, having like your song out there, you know what I mean? Or even just for like shows too. Like if I am going to play a show, I want, someone there capturing me playing that show so I can use that to like promote the next one. You know what I mean?
No, that's
so it's a lot of working parts, but it's fun. It really is fun. But sometimes it does get stressful because I also don't know what I'm doing. So, but I have people that help me. It's so nice.
Nice. And talking about people and whatnot, are you strictly by yourself? Do you have like a manager? Like, are you under any management or anything? Like, could you tell us if that's the case?
Yeah,
if you do. Or
I'm not under any official management, but I do say that my best friend is my manager because she really is the one who keeps me sane. Like, she is my sidekick, Sophia. She
shout out Sophia.
Yeah, but she really she is one of the most hardworking and talented like people I've ever met. She's an amazing artist, and she really just has like the way her mind works is crazy. Like I'm always like, hey, is this caption okay? Do you think I should wait to post this today or the next day? It's like simple things like that, but like it really does help me a lot, and it helps me to like have someone that I can lean on and not do this all alone, because she doesn't have to do that. She doesn't have to listen to my music, but she really is like I think her bio on Instagram right now is like Lady Winter's #1 fan. Like, so she is my manager, but like we're both not under any official management. So if anyone is searching for a duo, we got you.
There you go. That's awesome. Well, thank you. And just curious, what are some of your favorite songs, favorite artists, and whatnot? We kind of touched on a few earlier, but just curious, like what are some of your all-time favorites, if you have any?
All-time favorites would be, I really like Fleetwood Mac, of course.
Nice.
The Rumors album is forever and always my favorite.
What's your opinion on Tusk?
I actually like it, to be honest. I think I
dig it too.
The ending is like a little weird, but I mean, it's a good. I like every single song that they have. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's your opinion?
like Tusk the album, I in some ways almost prefer over Rumors, strangely enough, because I think I started off with that. Little like Sarah, I think, is on it. That's All for Everyone. I don't know. I think it's a great album. It's always funny. I always end up being a fan of like albums that people don't like. Because there's Rumors, everybody loves, and there's Tusk, where it's like polarizing. Courtney Barnett, her first album, forget what it was called, but it was like really fresh, and then her next one was Tell Me How You Really Feel, which I loved, but then they're like, other people are like, oh, that's a weak album. Like, so
no, everybody has their own opinions. That's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. I dig that stuff. And okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to ask about that. I'm always curious about that stuff. And well, I guess to sort of like wrap it up in some ways. When you make music, your songs, what are you hoping listeners feel or gain from it? Is that something, are you trying to like touch them? Are you trying to make them laugh, cry, shriek in utter terror? Like, are you really trying to get like an emotional response? Are you trying to go beyond just them listening to it?
Oh yeah, I definitely I want people to have an emotional response. I want people to be able to use my music and the songs that I'm creating as like an avenue that they can use to heal. I feel like the music I write, a lot of people can relate to. I know some of the lyrics are a bit harsh, and some of the concepts I write about are also a bit harsh, but especially like some of my other unreleased songs, but I feel like a lot of people do need to listen to songs that are about, those touchier subjects, because I mean, how are people going to know that they're not alone in this world? And
someone's got to write it.
Exactly.
Better than Lady Winters.
Yeah. So I would love people to actually feel like that same emotional response that I feel every time I listen to the song, or even just perform it on stage. You know what I mean?
Nice. And fame, being a celebrity, is that something, that kind of comes with like, you being a musician, also the desire to one day, 2 sold out nights at Madison Square Garden or whatever, like, is that kind of a desire of yours too? And like I said on the Said the People episode, if you say yes, if you say like, yeah, bro, I want to be rich, that is completely fine. Nothing wrong with that.
I think, a big dream of mine is to just like tour around the whole entire world. Like, I want to see everything there is to be seen on this world, because I feel like there's so many different cultures and people out there. I want to see them all. But if I did get famous and tour the whole entire world, that would give me an opportunity to visit all the places I want to go to.
Yeah.
So yes, it would be cool and amazing to be famous and be playing sold out show after sold out show. But I mean, on the other hand, if I just have one person that takes the chance to listen to one of my songs and it actually like relates to it, or it makes their day a little bit better, like that's good enough for me. Like, if I'm having a good time, like, it really doesn't matter like about the numbers and all that kind of stuff. Nice. You know what I mean?
I dig that. And it must, I guess, be surreal sometimes to look at, like, I guess however many people are listening to your Spotify. Like, oh my gosh, like that many people have listened to it. And
no, it's crazy just to know that many people are taking the time out of their day to listen to my music. Like, what? There's like Phoebe Bridgers and like Taylor Swift out there.
Yeah,
what?
It's like, but Lady Winters. It's a new kid on the block, yo.
Oh yeah, new kid.
Awesome. Well, thank you so very much for that. And okay, final question. So what can we expect, like near future, far future from you? Anything coming up? Any shows, songs, albums? Like what's kind of in store for you?
So I do have a new song coming out. I'm going to say August, but don't quote me on that.
Which I think we'll listen to that in a little bit, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's a good one. But other than that, I have a show coming up here in July, and then I have a couple fests I'm playing in August. Other than that, I would love to make an EP as soon as I get the funds to do it. But that'll probably be years in the future. But there's definitely stuff coming up for Lady Winters.
Heck yeah, bro. We're going to be with you all the way, dude.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to everything. Well, thank you so much, Lady Winters, for, first, I've never met you, so it was nice.
I know, great bro. Meeting you. This has been amazing.
Heck yeah, bro. So I feel a lot closer to you. I know the audience does at home, and you ready to recommend some stuff to the audience now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty. Let's get out our pieces of paper. Bam. Okay, cool. All right, so the way it works is pretty simple. We'll take turns. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. And
cool.
Yeah, you ready for this?
Yeah. Do you want to start, or do you want me to?
Oh yeah, I'll go first. Yeah.
Cool.
The host always goes first. Come on.
No, I gotta interview you next time.
Heck yeah, bro. All Alrighty, hello audience of Conversations with Aaron. Lady Winters and I are now going to recommend 6 things to y'all. Today I have 5 songs and 1 film. I know what else is new. But the first thing I want to recommend is going to be the film Almost Famous, directed by Cameron Crowe from the year 2000, I believe, starring Kate Hudson in like her breakout role. Amazing music or whatever. For my money, amazing film. For my money, it's probably like the best like film about like musicians or like a rock band. I will say if you watch it, make sure try to watch the director's cut. I think that's the way to go. It's like 2 hours 40 minutes, something like that. It's long, but I feel it truly gives a sense of like you being with the musicians, and so by the end of it you really feel how the characters feel. The theatrical cut is just as good, but I feel it loses some of the vibrance or the sort of more camaraderie between the characters. So yeah, check out Almost Famous, one of my favorites, and hopefully it'll be yours someday. Bam, what's your first recommendation?
My first recommendation is a new song that just dropped July 4th. It's by one of my favorite bands here in the DFW area. It is Whatever Floats Your Boat by Said the People.
Sounds familiar. Man, performed it
you should probably listen to it. But no, it's an amazing song. I can't get it out of my head, but it's also by an amazing band. It's filled with the most genuine, kind people you'll probably ever meet in your whole entire life, and they're so supportive. Like a couple of the members have even played in my live band, which is like a great honor. Like I can't believe I'm playing on the same stage as such talented musicians. But no, just great people overall. And they luckily make great music too. So check out Whatever Floats Your Boat and check out all of their other music too.
Said the People, man. We love y'all.
Love you.
Colton, Logan, Allison, Reagan. You guys are amazing. Beautiful, too. God.
Oh, yeah.
This is a very attractive group. I'm saying, oof, get some.
Yeah.
But cool. Thank you so very much for that. I agree. Said the People, they're an exceptional band. Not only is their music good, but they're really good people, too.
Oh, yeah. The best.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And
what's your next one?
Second recommendation I have, I'm going to cheat out a little bit. It's going to be 2 songs by one of my sort of like recent favorite artists who I'm getting really into, Sharon Van Etten. The 2 songs from her I'm going to recommend are Our Love and Mistakes. Great stuff. Like I was always aware of Sharon Van Etten, like in high school and whatnot, and I just wish I would have taken the time to actually dive into her music more. It's so kind of similar to like your music. It's so poignant and it feels so personal, and it feels like I'm not just listening to someone trying to like get a groove going. It's like they're telling a story and they're letting us be engaged. And these 2 songs, Our Love, which the production is amazing, her vocal control and what she does with her vocals is amazing, and oh my gosh, I can't even do it justice. Just check it out ASAP. And Mistakes is very different. It's a lot more upbeat and whatnot, but it's just as good. The throbbing sort of bass line that it has, the guitar riff, her vocals during the chorus, even when I make them, it's just so great, and she adds so much personality to her songs. And hopefully I'll meet her one day or whatever. I'm like, I'm your biggest fan. She's like, how'd you get into my bathroom?
Oh my God.
But so check out Our Love and Mistakes by Sharon Van Etten. And what is your second recommendation?
My second recommendation is a piece of advice. So I would recommend you to compliment strangers every chance you get. I personally have a problem where I can't I cannot not compliment, or I can't not compliment someone if I see them. Like if I'm at work, have like a tray full of food, I literally have to stop, tray still on my arm, and be like, oh my God, your outfit is perfect today. Or even just like, hey, you have just the aura about you, just anything. Like whatever pops into my head, I have to get it out.
Nice.
But I've realized that over the time, like that because I only just recently started doing this. I would never actually compliment someone if I like loved their shoes and wanted to know where they were. I would never do that because I was like, oh, I'm probably bothering them. But really, you could make someone's whole entire day. And so, like, even if it weirds them out, like, I mean, at least you tried. At least you complimented them. You know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
So yeah, compliment strangers. I love your glasses, by the way. They really bring out your eyes and the shape of your face.
Thank you. Yeah, my watermelon face. Thank you.
No, stop.
Thank you. I dig these glasses. Thank you, man. That's really good advice, and everybody ought to do that.
Yeah, compliment strangers.
Start with me. Give me all the compliments, and then you can go to other people. But thank you for that, man. I really appreciate that. And cool, man. So the third thing I want to recommend is going to be another song. It's Rockstar by Mama. Pretty sure I pronounced it correctly. It's like, no, it's Mamois. Like,
oh my God.
But this song goes hard as hell. Like, it is just a really rocking song. It starts pretty heavy, it gets quiet, but then once the like chorus hits, or like the second verse, I guess, like, bro, like, listen to it on like as loud of speakers as possible, because when everything kicks in, dude, like, oh, you're not gonna come back down from whatever high it puts you on. It's just such a badass song. And when people talking about like rock is dead or whatever, it's like, no, you're just not listening to the like right music, because like this is like proof that like, no, music is alive and very well. Like, we're in good hands right now. Yeah, we have some amazing artists or whatever. So yeah, check out Rockstar by Mom. It's a amazing song, and just don't go deaf, not too loud when you listen to it. But yeah, man, what's your third recommendation?
My third is another local DFW band. They are up and coming, literally killing the whole entire game. A band called Pennyboard. It's actually my very good friend Faith. They are hardworking. Like, the definition of hardworking is this beautiful human being. They're a photographer, but they also started pursuing their dream of music literally a year ago, if that. And ever since then, they've actually been getting every single opportunity that they deserve, because they work hard for it. And they actually were the ones to help me release my first song. They helped me even like step my foot into the Denton scene, meet some amazing people, and really supported me on making Lady Winters a reality. Like, when I met them, I don't even think I had decided on the name Lady Winters. Like, really, I could not thank them enough for the support that they gave me, and just being an incredible, genuine friend. But listen to their music, because it's actually crazy good, and they have an amazing band behind them full of other genuine and talented and beautiful people. Overall, I love Pennyboard. Listen to them.
And their name is Faith, this incredible person.
Yes, yeah, they are the lead singer and writer of all the songs, and then they have a crazy band behind them.
Nice, shout out to them, bro. Man, such good people in Denton. My goodness.
I know,
gracious.
yeah. I could, like, my whole recommendations could just be like a list of like super nice people in Denton, but I thought I'd switch it up. Just go with my favorites right now.
Oh, thank you for that, man. I appreciate you giving shout outs to the local artists, man.
Of course, yeah. You got to support the people that
you gotta make a show like that where you like interview local artists. And
wait, that's smart. Oh my God.
A good idea.
Mine will be on after yours.
But, all right, cool. Thank you so very much for that. The next song I want to recommend, third song I want to recommend is Love You for a Long Time by Maggie Rogers. And also check out That's Where I Am. That song is amazing. I know I already recommended it twice, but like, geez, oh my. Right? Like, you can attest to it. Jesus, oh my.
Yeah.
Love You for a Long Time is actually the first song I heard from her. And I just sort of fell in love with it. It was one of those songs where when I heard it, it felt like I'd known it my whole life, strangely. It just sort of fell into sync with me. And just a very great song that can always just kind of put me in a good mood, and I hope it'll put you in a good mood, man. And check out Love You for a Long Time, and also That's Where I Am. That song is so good, bro. If that doesn't win Grammy, like best.
No, literally. But it's like a warm hug.
Jeez, so good. The music video was really fun and cute too. Both of them, that and the lyric video. But okay, enough of me simping over Maggie Rogers. What's your fourth recommendation, dude?
Okay, my fourth recommendation is you should shop on Facebook Marketplace. I literally have an addiction to it. Basically, anything you ever see me wearing at like a show, or any furniture in my house, or even just random knickknacks, I probably got it off Facebook Marketplace.
Did you get that?
I did not. All of my belongings are in a storage unit right now, but if I didn't have like all of my stuff in there, this would have been like full of the cool stuff that I found on Facebook Marketplace. Like and you can like buy local, like, you know what I mean? Like support everyone in the whole entire universe. But
I dig that. We need to move away from the idea of like buying hand-me-downs or other people's things is bad. It's like, no, you could get some amazing stuff.
No, literally, like I got the coolest chair, like 2 chairs off of it, and it's like, I don't know, I'll just like vacuum it, it'll be fine. But you can find the coolest stuff ever. I think I got like the boots that I wear for like every show ever off of Facebook Marketplace. Like, nice. I love it.
It has the name Andy written on the bottom.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
That's awesome, dude. All right, well, thank you so very much, I think that's great advice. And
thank you.
down to our last two. The fifth song I want to recommend is Simulation Swarm by Big Thief. Very, very Jolene by Dolly Parton vibes this song has. It's so great. The vocals are just, the melody that the singer is able to like bring to it is just amazing, and such a easy song to listen to and fall in love with, and just the progression throughout it doesn't get like overly heavy, but just the sort of journey it takes you on, with the like repeated guitar lick or whatever, and the combination again with the lyrical content is just absolutely amazing. So by the time you get to the end of the song, you truly feel like you've been in like a sort of simulation in which you're being rocked by these amazing musicians or whatever. So yeah, have you heard of it?
No, I literally need to just take your list with me. We can swap lists after this.
You're gonna be like this handwriting.
No, I can read it. I'll remember.
Very cool. But yeah, so check out Simulation Swarm by Big Thief. It's a pretty amazing song, dude. And what's your fifth recommendation?
Okay, my fifth recommendation is actually a package deal. These are two products that I use in my daily life. They have changed my whole entire life. The first one is peppermint oil. I get terrible migraines, like, oh my God, because I'm allergic to everything. So what I do, and like terrible sinus problems, but I literally use peppermint oil and I put it like on my temples and like over just wherever my head hurts. I always smell like peppermint, it's a problem. But it really does help. It's gotten rid of my migraines, and it even helps like if I'm stressed or something before like maybe like an interview or something, I'll like put it on, and it really does help.
I was wondering why it smelled of.
Yeah, no. But also baby powder, I use that, and I put it in my hair actually, and it works as a dry shampoo, and it also just like kind of like revives your hair, it like fluffs it. Yeah, so if you have like oily hair or just like need like a little freshen up, just put some baby powder in your hair. Like, yeah, you might look like you have gray hair, but it really does help.
Dang, bro, I've literally never heard that before.
No, like you could even, it works on short hair too. Like just put like a little bit in there, and it really does like, it like lights up your head. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro, I regret getting a haircut now. My afro would have loved this.
No, exactly. But yeah, peppermint oil and baby powder will probably change your life.
Heck yeah, for the better, man.
Yeah, I hope.
Awesome. Well, thank you so very much. I'm learning so much. I appreciate that. And already down to our last recommendation.
I know. Oh my God.
Went by so fast. And alrighty, the sixth and final recommendation for me today is what I consider to be like the greatest love ballad of all time. It's Open Arms by Journey, of course.
Shut
it's
up.
So great.
That is one of the best songs. It's like, oh my Lord. Everybody hates on Journey.
They're just jealous, bro.
No,
like,
that
Steve
is
Perry,
such a great
his sing, like, oh my goodness.
Sorry, I chimed in on your sixth
bro,
recommendation.
y'all see this reaction? Like,
but
I'm speaking facts, son.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Open Arms by Journey, absolutely. Yeah, like you said, Journey's kind of like they're almost seen as sort of like a joke because like Don't Stop Believing, it's sort of like a meme, that sort of thing. So people, but no, like Journey, an amazing band. Like their run throughout the 80s is perfection. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Open Arms for my money is like the greatest love ballad ever. The power behind it. And Steve Perry, good God, like that is a singer. Like that is how do you even like how do you even continue wanting to make music when you know Steve Perry? It's like, well, I'll never be Steve Perry. But an absolutely beautiful song, and man, I hope when they make my biopic someday, like when I eventually get married to somebody, it's gonna be like a scene. It's like rain or whatever, and then, the piano comes, and then my eventual wife is sort of alone at the house, like, oh, and she hears a knock at the door. She's like, who is that? And then as it comes up or whatever, door opens, here, and then I come, Steve Perry comes exploding or whatever.
Oh, I love it.
And it's Danny DeVito playing me in the movie.
Oh my God.
But yeah, check out Open Arms by Journey, an amazing song. And give Journey a look, really dig into their discography.
Don't hate on Journey.
Yeah, man, give them a look, like, take the time to actually check out their work. Like, they're insanely talented, and they have like a ton of great songs. My personal favorite obviously is Open Arms, but yeah, give Journey a chance, man. They're an incredible band. What's your recommendation?
I'm just still in shock by your sixth one because I just agree wholeheartedly.
Bro, Open Arms, I'm saying.
No, but my last and final recommendation is that you should adopt a pet instead of having a mental breakdown. Me and my roommate have both personally done that. I adopted my beautiful, wonderful cat named Joan after Joan Jett, and another amazing band also called Joan. But yeah, it was the best decision of my whole entire life. It's helpful because you get to not only have to take care of yourself, but this pet that you've now adopted out of like whim, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've now had her for our 1 year together is coming up in August. And I do not regret it at all. My mental health is better. I did find out I am allergic to cats. So that doesn't really, that's not very good. But I do have now a beautiful best friend, and I am having less mental breakdowns. So adopt a pet. Adopt.
What's that thing? It's like adopt, don't shop. Something
Yes,
like that
exactly.
Yeah, I dig that. Yeah, I love cats. I was always a dog person just because I never got to be around cats. But then once I was around cats, I'm like, yo, I love them. They're amazing. And yeah, even though they're very like to themselves, I feel like when you're kind of down, they sort of somehow gravitate towards you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she'll like, if I'm ever like crying, like she'll just like lay on my chest and just like be there. And yeah, she's the best.
This is my home now. Boop. Yep. So trying to sleep and they like come like.
Yeah, she's like giving me an allergy attack and I'm like, okay, this is fine.
Get some oil. Just,
exactly. Okay, you listened. Awesome.
Awesome, dude. Well, thank you so much for those amazing recommendations.
Thank you for yours. I'm gonna check out every single thing on your list.
Heck yeah, bro. Be sure to do it. And thank you so very much, Lady Winters. And thank you, audience, for listening to those recommendations. And we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna listen to some of Lady Winters' music. I'm so excited. Are you ready for that, dude?
I am so ready.
Oh yes.
I don't know if you're ready, but yeah.
Oh man. Oh goodness gracious. Yeah. Stick around, y'all. You guys aren't gonna miss it. Boom. And we're back. Thank you so much. Alrighty, Lady Winters, thank you so much for sticking around right now. I believe now we're going to check out some of your music. Would you like to tell us about your first song that you're going to perform?
So the first song is Muse.
Nice.
It was the first song I ever released, my debut single. And I actually wrote it back in 2016 on my little out-of-tune ukulele in my childhood bedroom. And the lyrics came to me after I learned the first 4 chords that I ever learned on the ukulele, but they came to me after I had my first ever heartbreak. And basically it was just me crying and figuring out what do I actually want from love. Yeah. And then we go to 2021 when I actually released this song, and I got to build it with a producer named Sterling Gavinsky. Shout out. So talented, amazing. And he really did bring this whole entire song to life. And I got live drums on it done by Sam Farr, another shout out.
Yeah.
And my
Far
vocals.
Out Studios, right?
Yes, Far Out Studios. And I also got my vocals recorded by Ryan Sword. He's another producer in the area. And he has a
shout out after shout out.
No, he has a band too, New Heroes. So many talented people got to help me do this. And my friend Faith Alicia Penny Board also helped me too with my pictures and all that kind of stuff. Nice. So it was like a communicative effort of getting this song out there, but as it was happening, it kind of turned more into a song of me using this song to kind of heal through everything that I've been through, from writing that song till now, and kind of it turned into a more mature version of Muse, and yeah, it came out beautifully, and I love it. It's my baby, favorite song ever.
Nice, dude. The stars aligned for it to not come out in 2016, but right now, and I've heard it. Now I can't wait for the audience to hear it. So you ready to perform and let them check it out? All right, cool. Here's Muse by Lady Winters.
There's a storm behind them. You make my hand shake like an earthquake. Why, oh, why do you do this to me? Oh, be my muse, star my news. Let me feel something real. Let me know this feeling flows both fire. When you kiss me, my skin to melt. Oh, why do you do this to me? Oh, why do you do this to me? Oh, be my muse, not my news. Let me feel something real. Let me know this feeling flows both ways. Give me something that isn't temporary. Please let me know this isn't temporary. If this is a game, then end it now. Or is this just the plot to a big ol' happy ending? Hand over your map, let me know what the plan is. Don't leave me hanging on the unknown. Oh, be my muse, not my news. Let me feel something real. Oh, let me know this feeling flows both ways. Give me something that isn't temporary. If this is a game, then end it now. Or is this just the plot to a big ol' happy ending? Hand over your map, let me know what the plan is. Don't leave me hanging on the unknown. Don't leave me hanging on the unknown. Cool.
Oh my goodness gracious. Muse was absolutely amazing. Oh
Stop
my
it.
gosh.
Stop.
No, that was so great. And if you notice, I took some copious amount of notes over it. So first off, he said it was written like about heartbreak. That's sort of what it was.
Yeah, wrote it.
Care to share
right
more
after-
about that? Like,
It
if you're
was
comfortable with
like,
it.
really, I had like my first kiss. I was like so starstruck, like so infatuated. I was like just really figuring out like what little 16-year-old Allie wanted from love, and got my heart ripped out of my chest. And yeah, I kind of used that song in that time really till I, graduated high school. I used Muse as a way for me to heal through the many heartbreaks that happened in high school, obviously, and even just like helping me heal from everything that I learned, because I feel like I've learned a lot over the years about life and love, and just how to love yourself too, not just like loving the people you're in a relationship with.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
over the years, Muse, it turned more into just like a song of appreciating everything that I've been through and using it to heal my own little heart.
Yeah, no, I really love that because like just listening to it, and yeah, it is about heartbreak, but then also there is this sort of sense of acceptance, because when we go through heartbreak, I think it's normal for us to feel kind of ashamed or embarrassed, like I can't believe that happened to me. But sometimes you just gotta like recognize, like, hey, it's okay that I went through that. Like, give yourself the space to like be upset, to write an amazing song like Muse. So it's absolutely great. And you mentioned earlier, did this start on guitar? What was the did you come with the lyrics first, the music first? Like how did that work out? Because the structure is amazing on all of your songs, but like with Muse, I really want to break it down. But before we do that, yeah, so was it just lyrics first? Was it music?
Really, I just sat down one day. I think it was like after school or maybe hanging out with friends, but I sat down on my bed and was like kind of mourning, everything that I had been through. And I just got out my phone and got out my ukulele, and I kind of was like playing around on chords that like sounded good together. I think I had just learned like A-Team by Ed Sheeran on the ukulele or something. Oh, nice. So I was like, I'll just use those chords. And yeah, the lyrics fell out as I was just like strumming all of those chords, and thank God I pressed record on my voice memo. And like I still have like in my phone to this day, I still have like the first voice memo of like little baby Muse, like it says, like I think like May 2016 or something.
Yeah, that's gonna be a collector's item. It'll be on the
Oh,
limited edition box set. Lady Winter's
Yeah,
the originals.
yeah. And then it just turned into guitar as I started working on it again in these years. I just used the same chords.
Yeah, and so I want to ask, like, we were talking about like its development over the years. What changed? What stayed the same? Were the lyrics consistently the same throughout? Did you add some stuff? I know you said like you incorporated, some more live experiences or just like personal growth. You also mentioned working with like producers. So like, did they bring in some extra words? Did they say, hey, you should do, you should play this chord instead of that? You should like, change key during this. Like, what were some things, if you recall, that changed throughout like the 5 or 6 years?
So working with an actual super talented group of people changed the song so much, because if you listen to it like on Spotify versus how I still play it live, live the chords have stayed the same, the lyrics have stayed the same, except I do repeat the bridge again in the last chorus, and that was an idea we had just during one of the sessions. Sterling and we just thought that'd be kind of cool to incorporate that all again. And so that's like that's probably the biggest change that happened. Really, I was kind of firm in keeping the lyrics how they were, keeping my chords how they were. Live, there are like some more complex chords that my producer used while like playing guitar on it, and just like building the whole song versus like in the key that I first wrote it in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like Muse 2.0, like how I wanted it to grow to be. But still, whenever I play it live, I try and keep it that same way that, I wrote it in my bedroom on my little out-of-tune ukulele.
Yeah, yeah, I dig it. And yeah, I'm glad you brought up like, the studio version, I guess, versus live. The way it is on studio, by the way, I mean, either way you listen to it live, studio track, like it's an amazing song all around. You just like walk off.
Stop, I'm done.
I want to ask, like, have you performed it in like the studio version live? Like, have you had a full band set up like replicating that, or has it strictly just been like, acoustic, like you performing solo?
So I actually got to play with a whole entire live band for the first time ever. A few weeks ago at a fest called Sick Type Fest in Denton. I got to play at Rubber Gloves.
Oh, I've heard of that place.
Yeah, it's an insane venue. I've like always wanted to play there ever since I moved to Denton, and I got asked after going to the fest last year when they had it. They're like, because I was just starting out. My friend Ryan, who did vocals in Muse, he puts together that whole entire fest. He's crazy talented. But he saw what I was working on. I got you. Yeah. But he just invited me to play, and I ended up back on it. And I let him know, like, I will have a live band in a year. Like, don't worry, it's going to be like way more than just me. And I did. I had super talented friends surrounding me, and it was amazing. Just like getting to play like how I wanted it to sound, like with a full band. And it actually did come to life that day on that performance. It was, it was a dream. There is nothing like playing with a live band, but there's nothing like playing with your talented homies surrounding you,
I'm shaking.
No.
One day soon, y'all keep an eye on.
Oh yeah, keep
end
an
of the
eye
year,
out.
I'll be performing live. Or
you
whatever.
will, you got it.
The local strip club.
No, we'll play together. It'll be great.
All right, awesome. I want to ask, like, I doubt you have a preference between the two, the acoustic and like the full band studio production. Just in your opinion, like, what do you feel? What do you think listeners experience between the two? What are similarities and differences? Because, again, I cannot stress this enough. I'm not just being a suck up. It's an amazing song. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna leave. I can't take the
With
compliments.
this. You need to start insulting.
We got
me,
2 more songs. Oh my god.
Yeah, but just to like talk about it, because again, listening to the studio version, some notes I took. The drums or the guitar solo, the effects. Like I couldn't even tell how many like total tracks there were. I'm like, okay, there's more than just like guitar, bass, and drums.
Yes,
there's a whole bunch of other things. What what seems like a key change in the third verse, a tempo change and whatnot, just all this stuff or whatever. So yes, it's the same song, but like listening to it, you know, what you can find on like Spotify is a kind of vastly different experience or whatever. So what is that difference to you that you could say, if that makes sense?
It does, yeah. So I think I'm still kind of like finding, you know, like my almost like style, especially because I feel like playing all alone on a stage, like with just your guitar, is like an insane experience. It's a little scary too, and so I want my like performances that are live and just me to be more personal. I want people to be able to feel everything that I feel when I'm playing up there on stage. I want them to hear it in the chords I'm playing and the way that I'm singing, you know, and even when I get lost in it, I want people to get lost too.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be able to have that same exact correlation in like the actual studio version that I've been trying so hard to create for the longest time. And that happened with all of the elements, all of the tracks, all of the like little tiny touches that we added in the studio, like that guitar solo, like that takes you to another level.
It does, yeah.
And that's what I want levels like that in all of my songs. And I want them to be different, but I want people to still have that same feeling across. No matter how you listen to it, no matter how you discover me, I want people to be able to actually feel something when they hear my music. I want people to feel what I felt, but actually like heal from it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I love it. I mean, because it's going beyond just music, them dancing or whatever. I love that you said like no matter what capacity you're doing it, you want to like maintain that like sort of authenticity.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously like 2 weeks from now you're gonna be like world famous or whatever. It's gonna be great. But when that time happens, like maintaining that's a really great thing to have. Like not losing that, because again, just you know, seeing you perform this, it felt intimate. It felt like it was like one-on-one. Yeah, we have other people with us, but just your performance and the way you were able to do it, it was like a connection. It was amazing.
Thank you.
So, yeah, good stuff, dude.
Stop it.
But yeah, and okay, so the last two things I want to kind of talk about, some of the lyrics, if you don't mind me just sort of, be my muse, not my noose. Give me something that isn't temporary. Please let me know this isn't temporary. Don't leave me hanging on the unknown. Yeah, these just really stuck out to me, and I never want to ask an artist like, so what did you mean by the word "the" in the second verse? But yeah, like it's just like pure poetry or whatever. Just you know, listening and hearing it was like really great, and I mean, did those words just come naturally? Do you recall? I know this like back in 2016 was all like the first draft. I mean, these are really poignant lyrics, I think.
It really was, like, because I would always, in my little notes app, growing up, like even starting music, if I was ever just like in the store or just like at school and I would just like have like a lyric or a phrase pop into my mind, I would put it in my notes app. But Muse was a little different because it was the first whole entire song that I finished and wrote. Usually I would get ideas and record them, but it'd only be like bits and pieces or like some of the lyrics that I'd found. But Muse was like, it was like a package deal. It was like a story that just like fell out of me. It was like something that I had like pent up all inside that just like needed to come out. Yeah. And yeah, like all of the lyrics really did find themselves. No, it was like literal word vomit. Like, oh, man. And it really is because I use music as my own avenue to heal. I want other people to be able to use that too with my music. But writing this song, it really did help me get through, you know, that breakup. And I've been using it over the years too to get through other heartbreaks and just life traumatic experiences, you know? Yeah. Or even good things too. Like if I have a good day, just belt Muse. Yeah. But it really was like, it all, like that voice memo, like I did not have to tweak very much, except like figuring out like, okay, do I want to like maybe change the chord to sound more like minor on the bridge? You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah.
My illiterate self, I'm like, yes, minors, chords. I know a few of those words.
Just a couple.
Yeah, but no, like just the lyrics, I really love them. Just how kind of personal they are. And
Thank you.
I don't know, I guess, you know, give me something that isn't temporary, something that really kind of stuck with me, you know, just on a personal level too. You know, it is sort of, you know, if you go through heartbreak, or not even just heartbreak, but like hardships or whatever, it's just kind of like, you know, you become sort of broken in some way or whatever, to where like a good thing is happening, but you're sort of in a sad way and not able to fully embrace it, because it's like, I don't know, like, is it really gonna last forever? So
yeah, like, how do I start over? How do I, like, at that point, I didn't want to, I don't want to keep wasting time. You know, if I'm gonna have anything great, I want it to be something that'll last. You know, maybe it's old fashioned to have, you know, ideas like that, but really, like, if I'm gonna have love, like, I want it to be great. I want it to not be temporary. Like, be my freaking muse.
Yeah,
you know,
don't leave me hanging on the unknown.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah. So again, I just love this sort of, you know, again, be my muse, not my noose. It's this constant, you know, not a contradiction, but it's sort of like, if this is gonna happen, this needs to happen. Like, you know, finally, like, I've been through it or whatever. Like, I know what I want, or maybe not what I want, but like what I feel like my heart needs or whatever. So it's great.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And the last thing I want to ask is the structure of it. So correct me if I'm wrong, but this is how I seem to like break it down. So intro, you know, the guitar, first verse, chorus, a second verse, chorus, third verse, in which maybe the live is a little different, but the studio, there seemed to be like a key change or a tempo change, just a little rhythm thing, which is prevalent on your other songs too, so it's really great. After that, we go to a solo, and then I guess a chorus, kind of refrain. But then what I thought was really fascinating was the outro, was the third verse was repeated. Is that all pretty accurate?
Yeah. So third verse, it was like a key change, slow down, because it.
Got it right.
Well, it was because it was more like bridge lyrics, like that kind of like dramatic point in the song where, you know, like finally like putting my foot down. Like, if this is a game, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why I wanted to bring those lyrics back again at the end to remind people, like, yeah, be my muse, not my noose, but like, I'm not messing around.
Yeah, and I just love it. It makes it really, you know, unique, because it is, you know, following a structure, but it's like one of those things. It's like, well, just because it's like, you know, just because beginning, middle, and end, that doesn't mean you have to necessarily start at the beginning. You can bring the end, and so I love that.
That's the fun part about songwriting is. Like, yes, you can like follow specific structures, or, you know, do whatever you think is correct. But I think if you're gonna write a song that's yours and have like such personal lyrics too, I feel like you should add, you know, your own touch too. That's not just like, you know.
Yeah, like even what makes it you and not everybody else's
even
song.
If it's something as small as, you know, adding the bridge lyrics to the end. Like, yes, it's been done before, but, you know, I think it's fun too. Add some spice to it.
Yeah, and again, because when you're listening to it, it doesn't feel like, oh, it's bringing up the bridge. It just all feels like very organic and natural, like a natural flow. So it's literally like an experience. I can't imagine someone just listening to 10 seconds of this. It's like, no, if you sit down, you have to listen to the whole thing, because it's like an experience.
You can hear the harmonies too in the version or the studio version. I even have little high harmonies that at the very end that are still singing "Be My Muse, Not My Noose" over on top and stuff like that. Hey, gotta get some good headphones.
Yeah, get those good headphones.
Yeah.
Not the ones I have, little cheap $2 ones. Well, awesome. Muse, absolutely great song. You know, whether it's live or whatever, whether it's studio version, just really great song. Like, great job writing it. You know, shout out to the people who helped you, the many fine folks. And
yeah, couldn't have done it without them.
Yeah, dude. And do you like the band Muse, by the way?
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. Every time I look up like my song, they always pop up. So I'm like, okay.
You're like, oh.
We're friends, I guess.
Yeah. All right, nice. Well, thank you so much for that. And I guess we'll go and transition to the second song now. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this next tune you're going to whip out for us?
So the next song is New Year's Eve. It is the second song I have ever released. And it's kind of funny because New Year's Eve is my birthday. So, yeah.
Nice.
It's a good song.
All right, well, can't wait. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and check out New Year's Eve, y'all. Let's do this real quick.
Hope you think of me every New Year's Eve, every New Year's Eve. Oh, when that ball drops, hope your stomach drops too. kiss that long, girl, hope you let go of your hold on me. And I hope you delete that birthday text you would have sent to me. And I hope you're happy with that new girl and your new little life. But I hope you're haunted by the ghost of me every New Year's Eve. Hope you think of me every New Year's Eve. Every New Year's Eve. As we count down to the new year, let's take a moment and cheers to me. Let's pour a drink to letting go and moving on. Let's cheers to me. Oh, no more crying in the bathroom. No more mascara stains. Blowing out my candles. Everything will be okay. I've got my best dress on tonight. Time to dance the night away. Right into New Year's Day. 'Cause I'll be dancing to Whitney. I don't need nobody. Finally free. Dancing here in the now. Release the past with my future. I'm finally free. 'Cause I'll be dancing to Whitney. I don't need nobody. Finally free. Dancing here in the now. Release the past with my future. I'm finally free. Oh, let's cheers to. Oh, let's cheers to. Oh, let's cheers to me. On this New Year's. On this New Year's. On this New Year's Eve. But I hope you're still haunted by me.
Oh my gosh, dude! Just these songs just keep getting better and better. Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
leave. Like, this is too much.
That hurt. All right, New Year's Eve. All right, so when did you write this? Its origin? Well, no, you said your birthday was on it. Were you having like a sort of a down birthday? Did you write it on your birthday? Can you tell us a bit about its like background?
So what's crazy is I have like a ton of songs that I wrote like growing up, especially after Muse. I just kind of wrote a lot after that to get ready for, I guess, whenever I decided to release music. So after I released Muse, I really did think I was just going to release one of the other ones that I've written around that same time.
Yeah.
But after I released Muse in October, so I think it was either that month or a bit before I released Muse, I got the idea to start New Year's Eve. It just came to me one day because I was trying to like figure out, okay, what am I gonna do for my birthday this year? Like, am I gonna get, because I get ghosted like every single birthday. I don't know what's up with that, and it's like it's New Year's Eve. Like, my birthday's a party. Like, celebrate it with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, every single birthday it seems like something goes wrong. I also have a twin brother, so I share it. I share a birthday with him.
I was about to ask, like, oh, when's his birthday? Like, twin brother.
Yeah. No, but it just always seems like I end up like crying in the bathroom, like on my birthday, and I'm like, what is up with that? So as I wrote this song kind of in 2 chunks. I wrote the first part and then the first chorus in the same voice memo, same style that I did Muse. And I was stuck for the longest time. I don't think I even started like figuring out like what I was going to do for the rest of the song until I sat in a writing session with Sterling again. Shout out. Literally love him with my whole heart. But we had a writing session and just kind of, because I had an idea to like maybe flip it towards like, because the first part of the song is like, I hope you think of me every single New Year's Eve. Like, I hope you're haunted by me. Like, you know what I mean? Like angry, like just very, I don't, like it sounds like spooky, you know?
Sorry.
No,
I want to address that, because listening to it, it's very haunting, the entire song, the ghost of me, and just, I hope, if I'm not mistaken, I hope you delete that text, and just whatnot. But what I love about these lyrics, listening to them, hearing them, experiencing them, it truly tells a story. There's like character development and whatnot. It's not just, again, it's not just a simple verse, chorus, verse, where you can just listen to one thing and assume you know the whole thing. Like, because it's going to repeat. Like, no, it tells a story, and the story is just so haunting. It's this person, New Year's Eve, has gone through it or whatever. We don't even know if like this. If this is even a person they're talking about, maybe it's a metaphor for something higher or different. But I love it, like the sort of, because what the bridge does, it changes, right? It changes, instead of
exactly.
like, right? Because it's saying like, I hope, your stomach churns, I hope, whatever. But then it's like, no, I'm going to do this. It sort of stops talking about them and becomes, the listener. But
you did listen to it.
I did.
Okay.
But then what's crazy is, again, development. It doesn't stop there. You think it's like really triumphant, but then the very last thing you say, but I hope
you're haunted by me.
Yes, and it like ties it back together, and it's you're back.
Then you
got to
listen to it again.
Like, all right, man, repeat. Like, this is the 30th time I've listened to it. But that's so great. So was that a conscious thing? I know you said you sort of wrote the first chunk, but was that a sort of, because in addition to it, it being very much like a story, I guess I'll talk about the studio version a little bit. Very cinematic. Oh my goodness, like the ambiance and whatnot. It almost has like a sort of noir feel to it or whatever. I could imagine this like, being from like the 40s or 50s. It's really great. So were all of those, things I'm kind of like bringing up, the cinematicness, the noir aspect, the storytelling, was that all conscious by you, or is that just what came out and that's what it was?
So I had a writing session with Sterling because I thought I was going to make yet another song with Sterling, but he ended up going on tour. So he helped me figure out kind of, I wanted there to be that dramatic change, but it kind of just actually came to my mind. One day I was like literally singing it in the shower, and I remember I literally got out of the shower, voice memo out. Like, I'm not even joking, and I finished the song. It was, I got that second verse, and I got that second chorus that is different, and it just led to the whole entire rest of the song, and I ended up, like, calling my best friend, Sophia, and being like, I did it, because she was, like, in the room over, we're roommates, and I knew she heard it, too, and I, like, yelled, I was like, I think I finished New Year's Eve, and so it really just happened, like, it just came to me one day, which was amazing, so I ended up getting with my friend Logan Krupovage. He has his own, another shout out, he has his own recording studio called Dreamboat Recording. So talented, so amazing, and he is the one who helped me record, mix, master New Year's Eve. And that's how we got that cinematic feel, because this one was a bit different than Muse, because I did, in Muse, my producer was all the way in LA for New Year's Eve. I could go to my producer's home, and so I got to actually play guitar in New Year's Eve, which was crazy for me, because I'm like, I don't know if I'm very good, but we recorded that, and we also figured out how to more like build the song as I'm building the story, because the chords also change too as the lyrics change. Instead of going to that minor, they go more to like the major chords, trying to like open it up more in the chorus to like give you hints of like what's coming, the dramatic like, oh my God, I'm amazing, instead of the I hate you. You know what I mean? So.
Goodness gracious.
I don't even remember the question you asked because I just started
No, you
vomiting,
answered it. No, because like the storytelling aspect of it was amazing, and some of the things some lyrics that kind of stuck out to me. I'm finally free. Let's choose to be. Let's take a moment and cheers to me. And what I kind of I don't think this is accurate, but it made me. I couldn't help but think of like the idea of like new year, new me, or whatever.
Yes,
especially with the let's choose to be. That's a very choose to be. Like let's not be like, but let's choose to be. It's a very solid word choice.
I have to correct you though. It's let's cheers to me. But still, though, it's like it's
let's
similar,
take a moment
though.
and cheers to me. Okay.
Yeah. But still, like same thing. Like it's more of that empowerment, though. It's like I'm not going to be thinking about what you did to me and why I want you to be haunted by me. It's more of like I figured out that I deserve love and I can give that to myself.
Yeah. I love how it's
so
just such a conscious effort to do it. And tell me about the very last line though, like bringing it full circle. Was that always there? Was that something added at the last minute, or did you always know that it was gonna come back to this sort of?
I really did always want it to go back to that haunting like last little, because it starts haunting like it's just all throughout. It sounds it's a spooky song, and I wanted it to end almost like you want the song to just like keep going, like you want to hear more of the story. They're like okay, you're doing good now, but like what happened to who you're singing about? Like, are they haunted by you? Like, what, you know what I mean? I want people to hear it and want more, but I also want people to listen to it and be able to make their own experience from this. Because I'm probably not the only person who's like cried in the bathroom on their birthday. Like, I'm so sorry you had to go through that, but I want people to be able to, listen to this song and feel that empowerment. And I feel like you do get that empowerment by the end of the song, obviously, but I feel like it is kind of like, like a little jab, like, you know what? Yeah, I'm amazing and perfect, but I hope you're still haunted by me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
There's that sort of humane side.
Yeah, I still want that win.
Like, because it would, be nice to be completely, just empowered and like perfect or whatever, but, there's always that sort of, like.
The voice in the back of your head.
Yeah.
That's like,
and I just love, you saying that you wanted to reach people on an intimate level and really, because what I always try to preach or whatever, or what my hero Denzel Washington tried to preach, like, he, in an interview, he was asked about like writing or whatever, kind of like making films, and what he always said, like, you need to do something that like, that's exclusively you, about your experience and whatnot. You need to be vulnerable. And I've always tried to do that, because writing a personal song about this, I didn't know it was your, New Year's Eve was your birthday, but you got really in depth with it. And because you were able to like expose yourself and be vulnerable, it reached me on a, I can only imagine like all the other thousands of people who probably listen to this, like it probably reached them too, because you took that chance, because you just, you just like looked at yourself and you're like, hey, I'm not gonna like, hide behind anything. I'm gonna be completely transparent. And so I just want to congratulate you on that, because that's really great. And,
thank you.
You really try to do that on like all of your songs, just be completely transparent.
Oh, yeah.
And
I think if you're gonna do like anything that you're passionate about in life, you should, do it at the full extent. And me, I really am passionate about the music that I make, the songs that I write. And I mean, I can't really write anything that's not personal to me, because I want people to feel how I feel. Yeah. Like when I listen to this, like I really am proud of myself. I've worked hard and I have overcome a lot of heartbreak over the years. And I want people to also be able to be proud of themselves, look at themselves in the mirror, and cheers to themselves and heal through what they've been through. But
cheers.
It was also a fun song to make in general.
Just again, like listening to it sounds fun, just all this stuff. And last thing I want to ask about is like your vocal control, like really with this song, because again, it starts spooky and whatnot. And is that like, I just want to ask, is that easy for you? Like controlling, like, I'm going to kind of sing low and bring it high. Like it's just, you make it seem so effortless and whatnot. And as someone who like struggles to sing, yes, I am a singer. Yes, I mean, at least I try to be like, just just tell me about that, like, control and being able to, like, navigate through the verses and whatnot. Like, was that a challenge for you? Was it always like that? Was that something that changed when you're recording? Like, oh, I'm going to start like this. I'm going to bring it up. Like, can you tell me a little bit about that?
So actually, I've always been, like, naturally able to sing, but my first year living in Denton, I got a cyst on my vocal cord, and it kind of, like, changed the game for me because I mean, I was obviously taking care of my vocals, but not to the full extent that I needed to. I was a choral major at the time. There was a lot of stress on it.
Yeah.
So I had to go to speech therapy, do vocal rest, all that kind of stuff. So after that happened, got my voice back, ended up actually releasing my first single. That was kind of like an awakening that I need to really have a healthy singing, like, voice, you know what I mean? And so to do that, really just every time that I sing, I have to, it is like there is stuff going on in the back of my head, not just me up there like closing my eyes and, you know, singing the lyrics. It's also me having to remind myself, okay, deep breath from your diaphragm, bring it out.
Dang.
Because even just speaking, you really do have to be aware of if your chords are comfy. Like I give them like massages, tea, lots of water, but really it's like that vocal control really does come from the breath that you're taking. Mm-hmm. If I want to belt, I have to take a humongous breath. If I want to go soft and dramatic, I still have to take a humongous breath. It's really more of like just being aware, because I could do all of that still without taking healthy breaths and taking care of myself, but then I would still have a cyst on my vocal cord. I might not be singing right now. So it's more of just taking care of myself too, and staying aware of like if I want it to sound good, I have to make sure I'm doing healthy habits and stuff.
Gotcha.
Anyhow.
Nice. Cool. And I want to ask, I believe it's with this song, like the studio version. Did you have multiple vocal tracks by chance? Because it sounds like, okay, you did, all right, because it's kind of cool, like listening to a verse and then there's like some slight overlap where it seems like you come in like right away after a line ends and whatnot. And so just asking about like the recording process for you personally, was it an easy thing to do, like to capture your vocals and whatnot, and any other, because I don't know if you said you did play guitar on this, right? Did you do it on Muse too? Did you do?
No, I didn't. No, my producer did, because he was in LA. I wish, but.
Cool. So tell me about like the process of actually recording, like I guess with this we can talk about the guitar too, but just was it an easy thing that you get it right away? Was it just a puzzle piece that already fixed, or like, because when you record it, then you play it back and you're like, oh, I could probably do this. Like it kind of reveals itself to you, and so can you tell me about that?
It definitely was not easy, especially like actually playing guitar, because we did use some spicier chords that are a bit like more difficult than what I usually play, and because I play the acoustic line, but there is some like layered electric and different riffs and stuff like that. And on those parts, I did let Logan, my producer, take over and do that. But it was difficult because I was singing and playing guitar. And then
so when you're recording it, you're actually doing both? Or?
We were doing like guitar, but I would also be singing too, to just make sure I was like keeping time too. But it's also difficult because whenever I'm singing up on stage too, I kind of just like let go, and I understand I don't have to be perfect, because whoever is perfect all the time. But recording, you kind of do need to be like kind of perfect in that aspect. So guitar was definitely like stepping outside of my comfort zone and like recording that, but I did want it to have, me also in that song, not just my vocals. Vocals, on the other hand, was also difficult because every time I sing this song, I really am like flooded back with like all of the memories of years past, and also the constant reminder that is in that song of like, love yourself, like cheers, like let go, like cheers to you. Like this is your day, this is your life, you know what I mean? So every time I do sing, I do have those emotions that are already coming out, But sometimes your voice cracks. Sometimes you get a little too overwhelmed by how you're feeling. And when you're recording, you do have to also be aware of all of that. So that's when those extra vocal takes do come in handy. So if we do one and then we do another chunk and that sounds better, we'll just put that there instead, which is like crazy that we even have the technology to do all of that crazy stuff. But it does make it sound good too, you know, especially like getting to add, you know, high harmonies and low harmonies. On this song too, we also have, if you listen closely at during the end, there's a part where all of my friends came over to one of our sessions and we were standing around the mic and we yell 5, 4, like literally count down. And
add to the ambiance.
Exactly. But that's the fun part about, you know, like getting to create your own song, like make it come alive as you do get to add those really cool aspects. But anywho.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. So great song, New Year's Eve, amazing. And just curious, because obviously these songs are, you know, very personal to you.
Yeah.
As far as your writing, when you write songs, is it ever sort of like, oh, I'm gonna return to this character, like for example, the character in New Year's Eve, which I guess is you, but I don't know, could we expect any sort of like continuity? I'm just curious, like I don't know, like that's kind of like would you ever, you know, like secretly write a song that's in a way like, because obviously again all your songs are you so naturally there is that link, but
I mean,
just curious. Yeah,
that would be really fun, but whenever I'm, especially with this new song that y'all are about to hear, it is another song that I wrote recently, and I've noticed that the songs that I've been writing more recent are this more grown and more like self-aware and learning how to heal version of myself. That's more of like how that second half of New Year's Eve is more like, you know, like giving myself self-love. And then I've noticed that the songs that I wrote closer to when I wrote Muse are a bit more darker and slower, and they have more of those elements of like this character that was, you know, at the beginning of New Year's Eve. And I feel like this New Year's Eve was like the growth that I went through from like 2016-ish till even now today. So I feel like I do have a lot of songs that embody like everything that I've been through and the different characters that I've, you know, had to be throughout my life and what I've gone through. So I guess you could, especially if I do have like get to release the other songs that I've written like way back when, you can hear more of those voices that have been like, you know, haunted and, you know, hurt.
Yeah, you can see
stuff.
like the progression and like the own like personal growth within. You do like some like The Wall, a concept album about this character.
Oh yeah, we go really in depth on what happened on New Year's Eve 2018.
Goodness gracious, where were you 2018?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for that. And well, you mentioned the next song they're going to perform. I guess now would be a good time. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it, what it's called, and what we can expect?
So the next song that I'm singing is called I Want It. It is actually a new unreleased song. It is coming out very soon. That's all I can say. But yeah, it's definitely different from the other songs I've written, but I love it. Yeah, hope you like it too.
All right, I'm sure we will, man. Let's go and check out I Want It, right? What was it called?
I Want It.
Yeah, let's check out I Want It. All right, just finishing each other's sentences. Perfect.
We're killing it.
All right, let's give it a listen, y'all.
Is this my fight or flight response, or are you the love my life? Do I try to compromise just to see if this is real? I want it, want it bad. All I know for sure is I want it. I don't care when, I just want it. Something right get too real, I can't doubt what I know I feel. Even if it ends, even if it all burns to flames, I felt it, I felt it all. Can't stop myself this time, can't let go when things get too real. I can't doubt what I know I feel, I felt it all. All I know for sure is I want it, yeah. I don't care if I just wanted something right when I'm scared. Yeah, I want it. I want a chance to see it through, and I hope it finds me soon. Yeah, I want it. I want a chance to see it through, and I hope it finds me soon. Yeah, I want it. Yeah, I want it. Cool. I am so sweaty.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have a black eye by then.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so I Want It's a recent song. How, like, is it something that you literally just like wrote, or was it something you had on the back burner and it kind of like came to the forefront, or was it like everything completely just new and recent, or were there any traces of this that were, you know, from a previous time?
Yeah, I actually I wrote this song I wrote it like 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very, very new. I wrote it after the same style as I literally sat down, it was actually chords that I've been wanting to use in a song for a while now.
And what chords are those? Just curious.
It's like C sus, C, E minor, G, yeah, copy them. Like D, random stuff. But once I like sound cool together, it was like kind of a different sound than my first two songs because those use similar chords. But I wrote the song after I saw all these cheesy TikToks one day. Like my best friend, she'll send me like cute couples all the time, and I'm like, please stop, it's too much. And like I had just gotten out of yet another failed relationship, and I just had it. I was like, I want something, you know, that isn't temporary. Throwback to Muse, like, but I want like something like real, like, and I want it like right now. You know what I mean? And yeah, this song kind of came out in like a temper tantrum in my voice memos, and
that really shows on the lyrics, because what I noticed, sort of in slight contrast to the others, you know, Muse and New Year's Eve, there's a story where the lyrics never, I mean, I guess, you know, like there's obviously like some choruses, so, you know, obviously some lyrics repeat and whatnot, but, you know, there is like a progression, like, you know, not like just like all the words are sort of different is what I'm trying to say, but with this, I Want It comes out a lot like that. That's repeated and whatnot.
I actually wrote it like with even more I Want It and like the first draft, and I was like, that's probably like too many. The
producer's like, hey, dog, we're gonna have to cut out about 2,000 of them.
Yeah. No. It was like 12 minutes long at that point, like just I Want It over and over again.
So you said it came from a temper tantrum. So was that sort of reflected in the lyrics of it just being I want it, like in a way, was it like I don't even want to write lyrics, I just want it, and so like there was like no chance to so in other words, was that a conscious thing to just kind of keep uttering that same sort of line?
Really, because whenever I'm like whenever a song like word vomits out of me, I kind of don't really focus on the structure until after I like go back and listen to that voice memo that just came from, you know, me. So as I was like having that temper tantrum, it wasn't really a conscious thing that I was like saying I want it so many times. It was more of like even just figuring out like just what I was feeling at that moment. Because something that I struggle with personally in relationships, especially new relationships, is figuring out if something is real or if something is like, if it's like anxiety that I'm feeling. I have terrible anxiety, and I really like to listen to my body whenever I'm like going on a first date or just any new experiences.
Yeah.
And if I feel any type of discomfort or like anxiety, I probably won't like do a specific situation. But the hard thing about figuring out how you feel in a new relationship or any type of relationship is, okay, is that my body warning me that this like isn't going to work out,
my fight or flight response?
You already know it, or is this actually real and I just have freaking butterflies? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of like battling with, like writing this song. Like, okay, do I listen to myself? Do I trust my gut, or do I just need to run and hide? You know what I mean? But I still want something. Like, do I risk like another heartbreak, or do I dive right in? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of, now that you're saying that, reminds me of one of my favorite one of my favorite films or whatever from, listener or viewers will remember me recommending Little Women from 2019. Saoirse Ronan has this great monologue where she's sort of like discussing something like that. Her character Jo is like, I want to be independent and all this, but I want to be loved and all this.
Exactly.
And so it's like that battle.
Yeah, that's my version, but in a song.
Copyright. But so just, well, first off, so I was lucky enough to hear, I guess, like a demo version of it, and I want to like talk about, because obviously the ambiance was prevalent in New Year's Eve, but I feel like this almost takes it a step further.
Yeah.
With the opening city, it's sort of like a city, and then I guess it sounds like they enter a store.
Yes.
Perhaps.
Oh my God, cool. Okay,
yeah.
That worked. I'm glad.
Yeah.
We were literally trying to create a scene, like almost like a visual.
Yeah, and so I want to ask, like, so that what you wanted to create a scene. So, what was and again, I know, like, you guys will probably listen to this eventually, watch this episode 2 years from now, be like, oh, that's what they were talking
finally
about.
Out, yeah.
But what were like the sort of intentions of being in a store? What was the character supposed to be singing in a store? Was the store metaphorical? Like, could you explain the reasoning behind it, if you don't mind? Because I don't want to, a magician revealing their secrets.
Oh no, so. It was more of like that feeling that you get in your gut, like whenever you like see your crush in public, you're like, oh my God. Like, and so I wanted, the song to start, you're walking in, shopping in the candy aisle or whatever, like look, like you're not even you're not even understanding that you're about to like run into someone, you're just there on your own time, like doing your own thing, and then boom, out of nowhere, there's your crush.
Yeah.
And that's how I want people to like feel that feeling whenever like the song starts, like as they're feeling it. I want them to feel like just like the complex emotions, like, oh, do I go talk to them? Do I leave?
Yeah.
Do I act like I don't see them? Like, do I like change what I'm buying and don't get like a ton of chips and candy? Do I like act like I'm here for some
that all happens like in an instance too. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my God, like another inner monologue moment.
Yeah.
But I wanted that whole entire like scene. And there's like another really cool point in the song too, in the second verse. It's there's like an ambulance sound too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think I wrote police siren, but yeah.
And it's like another one of those like stomach like clenching, like, oh my God, like what do I do?
Yeah,
but,
I absolutely love that. And all right, so correct me if I'm wrong. I tried. I'm like, okay, are these lyrics correct?
No, you're good. You got it.
But we mentioned, the aforementioned, is this my fight or flight response?
Yes. Yeah.
Or are you the love of my life? Mm-hmm. I want it bad. I want it that way.
Exactly.
Tell me why. I want it. I hope. I can't even read my handwriting. I hope it's something me soon. Can't stop. I hope it finds me soon.
Yeah.
Can't doubt what I know I feel. Even if it burns to flames, I felt it. Mm-hmm. This is all written out of order. But were those sort of accurate?
Those were all accurate, yeah.
Okay, nice. And I just really like, especially, I can't doubt what I know I feel. Stuff like that, because so often, if you go through heartbreak or whatever, like there's just so much doubt, like with anything, doesn't even have to be relationships, but it creates doubt and whatnot. And so well reflected in this song. You know, all your songs just, you know, I didn't even know I felt certain ways until I was like, oh my, like, this is my therapy or whatever.
I got you.
But yeah, so I just, really not even a question. I just wanted to comment on that. Just really great, some of the things. Yeah, is this my flight response? Great stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I guess sort of breaking down the structure of it, I sort of have it, you know, I guess slightly more traditional. First off, in the studio thing, were there 2 acoustic guitars recorded, or was it just one?
There was one acoustic, and then we have an electric too. And this one I actually worked with, or I am currently still working with, Sam Far Out Productions, and he is doing this whole entire song, production, mixing, and mastering.
Nice.
And he really helped me figure out, like, bringing out more of a story. You know what I mean? And that was really helpful because I was trying to do that with New Year's Eve, but it was hard because the story was already in the song. This one's a bit different because it's you can really create any type of story just in the amount of feelings that are already in these lyrics. You know what I mean? So he helped me illustrate that really, really well in the song.
Nice. And how did you go about, because obviously like him as a producer, he brings that out. But, you know, the little things like the ambiance, you know, the entering the store, the sirens, were those ideas you had? Did y'all collaborate, or did he suggest them? Like, you know, because, you know, that is a very, I mean, I guess just a sign of a good producer, like just knowing, like, you know, what's needed or like what to add and whatnot. Like, so I just want to ask, like, how, because you said, like, you know, he's kind of like creating the entire thing, but how much, like, are you giving him like sort of direction to like, hey, I kind of want this, and that he's like, oh, bet, okay, why don't we try this? Like, is that how it was?
Yeah, and it really was like a communicative effort. Sophia, my best friend / manager, was also in the studio with us too, and she also helped us like have some ideas. Like, she sent me we love Phoebe Bridgers. Would
Shout
die
out
to
to
be
Sidelines.
no, oh my God, I just did a cover of that on my Instagram if you want to check that out too.
And I recommended it. On one of the episodes, you have to look.
Great song. Yeah. But she sent me one of her other songs, and it has, at the very end of it, it has what I was really looking for to add into this song. But that was after we'd already done the demo that I sent you. And so we have more stuff we're going to add, but like to the end. So it was cool getting not only, you know, ideas from Sam, but also like my best friend getting to help me. Like, because she listens to every single like demo, and she's like, that sounds terrible, like this sounds good. You know what I mean?
That's the mark of a true friend if they say it sounds terrible.
Exactly.
Not just complimenting you.
But it definitely was like a communicative effort, and it was really fun to like get to like figure out like, okay, that works, that doesn't. Like, let's maybe make it sound like this, like, you know, or it was just creating that whole entire scene like with your friends. It's fun.
It's really great. So you said, you know, there's still some stuff to be added, and just curious, like, well, first off, do you already perform this live? Like,
yeah, I performed it at my past 2 shows that I've done.
Nice.
So it's already, people have heard it, but the live version or the studio version is going to be very different. Like, and I'm excited. I want it out right now.
Yeah, I want it. I want it.
Yeah.
Is this my fight or flight response?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I know you very poignantly or very much said like it'll come out soon or whatever, so I don't want to ask like for a certain date, but like time frame, like as far as like what y'all still need to do, like is it still gonna be a while, still like coming up with ideas, or is it a matter of like all the pieces are there, you just gotta like put it together?
That's it. Yeah, all the pieces are happening. It's just more of like now we're at the point where I do need to start promoting the song. So yeah, listen to I Want It. It'll be out hopefully August, very beginning of August. If not, end of July, which would be amazing. But
and if not, then 2025.
If not, yeah, 12 years from now, it'll be out for your listening pleasure. Go check it out. But yeah, soon, like actually soon. Like I'm not just lying. Like it's actually, because we've been working on it for like I think a month or 2 now, and we got like the promotional pictures done by my friend Zane. Sophia is actually working on the cover art as we speak.
Literally as we speak.
No, like
hello.
But yeah, it's all happening. It just needs to happen right now. Like I want it right now. But
I dig it. And well, last thing, to wrap it up, we were able to see you perform these. We were blessed enough to witness greatness.
Stop, please. Awesome. I can't take it.
But well, thankfully this is the last question. So, it is.
Thank God.
But but just asking, sing your expressions when you perform. Just really getting into it. Is that prominent or is that featured when you're recording? Are you getting into it like that? Does that just always happen naturally, or are you consciously aware? Because I'm always reminded, one of the greatest performances I think ever, Nirvana Unplugged, MTV, Where Did You Sleep Last Night? Kurt Cobain has the most epic thing ever. He's singing, I think it's the last chorus. He has his eyes closed and briefly they open and it's terrifying. Well, it's not terrifying in a scary, but it takes you off. But when you watch it, there's just something, just what I saw, with you, it's genuine. You're not I'm singing so hard, so I'm gonna close my, everything just felt natural and organic. It didn't feel like there was any pretense or any, you get what I mean? It just felt, again, similar to that Kurt Cobain. When you, have you seen that, by the way?
No, but I'm literally making a mental note to go watch it
go
after.
check, when he opens his eyes, it's amazing, oh, goodness gracious. But, yeah, so is that just all happening naturally when we see you perform and you're getting into it, or are you kind of doing that because I need the vocals to go like this, therefore that's how my face is? But in other words, is that controlled your performance, or does it just happen?
No, I can't control it. I really have I have a stank face when I sing and when I play, but it's really just because I can't really control how I feel. I'm writing these songs because this is what I love to do, but also I use my own songs to, help me heal through what I've been through. I've been preaching that this whole time, but really how I'm feeling is I want other people to sit down and go on a walk and listen to this song and, process things that they've been through and just understand their own emotions and really know that they're not alone. I've been through some silly, tough situations. And so as I'm singing it, yes, I do get those reminders, but I also, get to kind of reprocess too and just feel it all. And I'm lucky to even have been able to go through situations, even if they are bad,
and as you are today, and just great musicians. So,
exactly, makes me a better human being, and I really want people to use my music as an avenue to heal. And so when I'm up there singing, I don't want to just stand there and sing these words that I wrote they mean something. I feel it, I gotta let it out. Yeah,
that comes across. Yeah. Someone watching this right now, dang, I need to get my heart broken so I can be a musician like this.
If you want. No, do not recommend, but yeah. But anybody can, write music or poetry or even books too. It's just more of just opening up and allowing yourself to, be open to healing and, actually facing what you've been through. It's scary, but
it is,
I don't know. Sometimes it creates beautiful work and
I think so. Yeah. And beautiful souls too, man. Once you forgive yourself, once you recognize what flaws or just experiences, hey, this happened. Yes, I'm not going to shy away because they're who I am today. And we're never going to be perfect. Just keep on living. Yeah. Keep your head up because you never know when the stars are going to be shining down.
No, amen. Yeah.
One more time for amen. But,
amen.
All right, well, thank you so much. Well, thank you for performing, telling us, just, opening up and, allowing us to, just really experience, the meaning behind these songs. Thank you so very much for that. And, well, I hate to say it, but I think that's going to wrap it up for today, dude. Any closing comments you'd like to get to the lovely audience watching?
I just want to say, thank you for having me and the amazing team behind you guys. This was an amazing experience in general. I would highly recommend being interviewed by Aaron. It's a great experience.
It's pretty
but
cool,
also, thank you guys for even taking the time to watch this and listen to my music and just support me. It means the world to me. So, hope you enjoyed it.
Heck yeah, I know they did. And one more time, you are Lady Winters, right?
Yes, I am Lady Winters.
Heck yeah, one and only. Never to be duplicated.
You're
oh no. Some
awkward.
Swedish person is named that.
Dang it. Thought it was not used.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, guys, well, this will conclude today's episode, and we'll see y'all next week. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Great job.